CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
One mind, one team, one heart, one player through the hole, one goal from the start. To dominate the art of the black and blue and watch your Super Bowl dreams till they all come true.
'78 and sunny. It feels like San Diego in New England. And the Chargers and Patriots taking the field as today's game is brought to you in high definition by Sony. And it's coming your way on CBS in just a moment.
He's got room in front of him. Early back throw.
Touchdown. He breaks free.
Oh, what a play. Unbelievable.
Oh, my. A beautiful early autumn afternoon here in Foxborough. Let's go immediately to the sidelines and our colleague Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Jim, Marty Schottenheimer says he likes his Chargers' chances today if they execute the way they're supposed to. LaDainian Tomlinson gave us some insight as to what that means on offense. He said we want to spread the Patriots defense out, make them run, not necessarily go off the gun all the time, get the ball out to the edge, create some of those cutback lanes, but just be patient. Now, Tomlinson had his heaviest workload of the season last week against the Giants. He said, I won't be so much involved on the receiving side today because our priority is protecting Drew Brees. Phil, you mentioned it. LT's going to do some blocking because, as he put it, boy, some of those guys on the Patriots, they're really big dudes.
That was a big theme for LT, talking about keeping his quarterback safely in the pocket. And the Chargers will get first possession here, winning the coin toss. They've got Michael Turner back along with Darren Sproles, and he is a dangerous weapon, the rookie from Kansas State, who already in 3 games has 3 returns of a minimum 46 yards. They say he's been close to breaking one in every game. Vinatieri kicks it away, and it's Sproles from the 3. Sproles at the 20. And down at the 26, Drew Brees and company take the field. Coming off a big performance last Sunday night against the Giants, he piloted San Diego to its most points, 45, since 1993. The offensive line, well, as Marty Schottenheimer said, they have got to get a hat on Richard Seymour all the time. Hardwick, the center. Tomlinson, 4 touchdowns in the win over the Giants, rushing for 3, throwing for another. They clear out the backfield to open the game. Osgood joins the lineup, and now Tomlinson shifts back behind Brees. With a toss to LaDainian, and he weaves for about 3 against this Patriot defense that responded last week when Rodney Harrison went out in the first half with that devastating knee injury. There is Seymour. He had 2 sacks of Roethlisberger last Sunday. This is the only defense in the league holding the opposing quarterback to under 50% throwing. Vrabel and Scott, that's Gus Scott, taking Harrison's position in the secondary. Darren Sproles coming in motion, and they give the rookie the handle here. Look at the speed, but he is caught from behind. Willie McGinnis got to him first, and Ty Warren aided the cause for New England. So 3rd and 3 on the way.
Well, I think what Bonnie Bernstein said is absolutely a big key on the offense for the San Diego Chargers. You've seen it in the first 2 plays, 2 different ways to get the football outside, because when you have a big team, no matter what you do, they're not going to get smaller. So if you make them run, maybe they'll get tired. That's what they're hoping to do. A lot of teams have tried it. They have not succeeded in doing it to the New England defense.
Tomlinson at the top of the screen, at Sproles in the backfield on 3rd down and 3. Brees swings it over, and a defender read it all the way. It's McGinnis, the 12-year veteran, in on 2 plays here at the start.
And Darren Sproles, he thought that had to be a defensive lineman coming his way. Willie McGinnis and Mike Vrabel to the outside. They are as big as some defensive linemen in this league, and they can run. So it takes a little bit of getting used to when you're an offensive player. Mike
Cyphers to punt away to his former teammate Tim Dwight. Dwight, previous 4 seasons in San Diego. Big spiraling boot by Cyphers, fielded at the 18 by Dwight. Shakes away from the first wave and then knocked down to the 27 by Osgood. Tom Brady in the win at Pittsburgh last Sunday, his 50th in regular season play. 372 yards passing in that comeback victory. His 18th come from behind win in the 4th quarter. Pazier, a rookie on the line, along with the left guard, the first rounder, the rookie Logan Bankins. Boy, did they respond in the second half once the light went out. And Corey Dillon has rushed for 4 touchdowns, 2 against Pittsburgh and 2 in the opener against the Raiders, but he has not unleashed any big rushing performances through the first 3 games. Works Corey here right away, and up the middle he goes for a gain of 2. The San Diego defense, watch him on this first series now. The Chargers have not allowed an opening drive touchdown in 17 straight games. That's the longest streak in the league. Jacques Cesaire is on the line. Luis Castillo as well. There's Edwards, so active, 2nd in the league last year. And tackle should have made the Pro Bowl. And Jammer in the secondary. A secondary that looks very vulnerable for the first 3 weeks. Back to Dillon up the middle for a first down and a whole lot more. Corey Dillon with his longest run of the season. That's the first time he's broken one for more than 20. Give him 28 before Quentin Jammer drops him near the 40.
Well, when I watched this New England Patriots team practice, they ran a lot of balls to the left side. You got 2 rookies over there. Jim, you talked about it. They do an excellent job of getting an opening for Corey Dillon. And today, the Patriots throw the football, and it looks like when they want to run it, they want to run it to the left side where they have those 2, a number 1 draft pick and a 3rd-round draft pick, rookies playing.
Give him 29, in fact, for Dillon. Now Brady fires on the sideline. He has his man for another first down. That's David Givens coming off his biggest statistical performance. 9 catches a week ago against the Steelers for $130.
Well, the Patriots, I think you just come out and throw the football against this pass defense. It's ranked 28th in the NFL, but when you watch the films, you go, oh, come on, there can't be anybody ranked lower than this. Marty Schottenheimer said, we're young, we're always there. We're near the receivers, but we just don't make the plays.
2 tight ends set here for Brady. Ben Watson in along with Daniel Graham. And it's Dillon. That lane shut down, and he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. Then Lieber got to him, along with Jamal Williams, actually set him back 3 at the 30. How about your spotlight here, Phil?
Well, let's talk about it, Jim. We've had a big Corey Dillon run, but New England's offense just quit pretending about the run and throw the ball against this defense. And San Diego, if you want to stop the passing game, you've got to find ways to hit Tom Brady. Hit the quarterback, make him get rid of the football a little quicker, and that way he won't be quite as smart in that decision making.
2nd down and 13, and Troy Brown has come in as the 3rd receiver. Brady with pressure from Foley. He ducks and gets it away for the completion to Givens. How about from the blind side? In comes Steve Foley. Would have had the sack. Instead, Brady hooks up with Givens for 11 yards.
Tom Brady, Jim, we talked about him in the opening. Well, what else can you say? He has tremendous presence in the pocket, so that allows him to feel the pressure, duck under it, and then what leverage. He keeps good leverage. Look at it, gets back in position and makes a perfect throw to the outside.
It's 3rd down and 2. Again, they'll go with 3 receivers. From the 19, Brady fires and knocked down at the line by Sean Merriman, the rookie from Maryland.
Well, that was some play for a rookie, especially. Sean Merriman, he could be a down lineman. He's so big at the linebacker position, but usually you don't react that fast when you're a young guy to the quick drop by the quarterback, the quick pass set by the offensive lineman. good reaction, knocks the pass down.
All right, Adam Vinatieri. He had his 18th game-winning field goal last Sunday. That was his first time he won a game at the end since Super Bowl 38 in Houston, as he drilled it with a second to go against the Steelers. This did 37 yards. And Vinatieri's kick is wide right. His only miss on the season coming in had been a 53-yarder last week. So the Patriots drive come up empty. Marty, in his 4th year on the sidelines for San Diego, this is his 299th game. 8 all time. And the winningest active coach with 178 victories. On first down, Tomlinson to the 32. And let's examine that sim spotlight for San Diego.
Well, the San Diego offense, we talked about it a little. Bonnie Bernstein said it too. The Patriots big. Can you tire them out by running them from sideline to sideline? And for the New England defense, the front 7, why they need a good game, because you don't want to have to move up your secondary to try to stop the run, because the Chargers, the skilled people, are very good.
Very quickly to the line on 2nd down and 6. Play action. And Breeze rolling out, and sideline pass complete with a flag, a late flag, as McCardell makes the catch for a gain of just a couple.
You know, Jim, you said something interesting. They hurry to the line. They want the pace.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 55 defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's another way you tire them out. If the pace is fast, make them just play faster on defense. So the Chargers have some good thoughts, and also, and it's true what Bonnie said to start the game. Couldn't you tell yesterday talking to Marty Schottenheimer? He goes, I like our chances. And, you know, he didn't really elaborate detail some of the reasons why, but he knows physically his team can match up against the New England Patriots.
We compete hard. We don't have to be perfect, but I think we can compete with them here. So first down after the penalty, with 3 receivers in the game. They'll go back to Tomlinson, and look at him scoot ahead for a quick 10 and another first down. We've got an update. First of the day, back to Greg Gumbel.
Jim and Phil in Nashville. Peyton Manning, his 3rd touchdown pass of the season. This one's a beauty. 25 yards right on the money to Reggie Wayne. 7 plays, 81 yards on the drive. 7-0 Colts.
Well, thank you, Greg. That's after 2 straight games in which Peyton did not throw a touchdown. Had 2 in the opener, then shut out the next 2 weeks. But, of course, all he's concerned with is the fact they're 3-0 coming into this game today at Tennessee. Quick touchdown there. Meanwhile, Breeze on first down has Gates at the 40, and then wrestled down at the 32 by Chad Brown.
Well, I'll just say this. I had a chance to talk to Drew Brees last night, and the first thing he said to me, there is no way anybody can cover Antonio Gates one-on-one. I don't care if it's their best cover guy. He's big, he's movable, he can adjust to the football when it's in the air. So Chad Brown, they have to run across the field with Antonio Gates. It is not a good match for New England.
How big of a factor is it with Harrison out and Gus Scott in, and they always the strong safety looking after the tight end?
Well, Rodney Harrison would not be a good match against Antonio Gates either in pass coverage.
Tomlinson inside the 25. We've got another update. Let's go right back to Greg in the studio.
All right, guys, home game for the Saints in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, but Buffalo's on top first. Willis McGahee from a yard out. The Bills 7-0 over the Saints. 9.5 to play first quarter.
Thank you, Greg. The Bills trying to get that offense going after poor performances at Tampa and then home last week against Atlanta. 2nd down and 1. Fake the pitch. Breeze looked long. Nothing there, and over the head of Tomlinson. He was looking for Eric Parker in the end zone. Tomlinson, again, coming off yet another remarkable performance. 192 rush yards against the Giants. Rushed for 3 scores and tossed this touchdown as well. 4 total touchdowns he was responsible for.
Single wing quarterback. Run it, hand it off, and throw it.
3rd down and 1.
Sorry, Jim, but he is a special player. Marty Schottenheimer says it's not only that, just the way he conducts himself. is special too.
Well, he'll try to get the tough yard. He's hit by Jarvis Green, bounces away from him, but still short at the first. Bonnie Beisel then was the second to get to him.
Well, just what they talked about. It's hard to run the football against a big team who's built to stop the run up the middle. The Chargers try it, nowhere to go. In a situation like this, I don't think you hesitate. You go for it.
At the 29, that's what they're doing.
This Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to go outside a little bit with the football.
Mark that to the 24. And Tomlinson the single back on 4th and a yard from the 24. And now just trying to draw the Patriots across. They call timeout. Looks like the kicking team's coming on. We'll be right back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Red Lobster. Don't miss endless shrimp going on now only at Red Lobster. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
We're back, and Nate Kading's going to attempt a 42-yarder, Phil. They're going to bypass the attempt at going for it on 4th and less than a yard. And Kading's kick is good. So they put the points on the board. The 3 for the Chargers. First quarter at Foxborough. We're back. Vinatieri had missed from 37. His first miss from inside 50 since the 2003 postseason. But meanwhile, Kading comes back as the Chargers drive the big play, 21-yard hookup to Antonio Gates. He connects from 42. Did you like the decision? Not going for it.
Jim, I'm conservative. You know that. I would have gone for it because it's early in the game. You can overcome a mistake if you don't make it. And the fact is, I think you just need to take the opportunity to score as many points as possible against this New England offense.
It's Ellis Hobbs on the run back for the Patriots. And he's out to the 30. Where the Patriots will handle it for the second time. Down 3-0 in the first to the Chargers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And by Verizon Wireless. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
You can log on to NFL.com as Phil and Boomer Esiason break down the Jets quarterback drama and talk about how a team can move forward when facing a situation like what the Jets are going up against this week. It's all on NFL.com or NFL on AOL. New England from the 30. All kinds of time, and finally Brady just has to throw it away.
Tell you what, that was some smothering defense by the Chargers. They covered the receivers down the field, something they did not do last week against the Giants. Plenty of time for Tom Brady. And as we saw earlier, look at the receivers down the field, and you'll see Tom Brady had no opportunity to throw at any guy. Good job by the Chargers. And Tom Brady, I never thought I'd see another guy as good in the pocket as Dan Marino, but he might even be better when it comes to shuffling around and buying that extra time.
Give it to Dillon, and he's just able to get back to the line. Donnie Edwards with a quick strike on him. 3rd and 10 coming up.
So much being talked about this New England team. They're not running the football the way they have in the past. And one thing that's working against them, they have played. The Oakland Raiders have been good against the run. The Pittsburgh Steelers. And as Donnie Edwards said to us last night, you cannot run the ball on us.
Patrick Pass is in the backfield. Dillon out. Of course, they also lost Kevin Falk last week to a leg injury, signing Amos Zaraway during the week. Down the field they go. Troy Brown brings it down near midfield. Right over Drayton Florence. Tough grab that goes here for a 21.
You see this so much now in the National Football League. The receiver is covered when he comes down the field. Troy Brown in the slot. But this is what I said earlier about the San Diego Charger defensive backs. They are there. Drayden Florence is all over Troy Brown, but he does not make the play. That is the difference.
It's like they don't know how to react to the ball. In position as they were there. 1st and 10 from the 49. Brady quickly over to Gibbons. Shakes away, but only able to get back to the area of the catch. Got away from Florence initially. Picks up 3.
Well, you know, Jim, it's true. It's playing the football while it's in the air. That's what separates just defensive backs to the guys that are really, really good. Ty Law, he was excellent. When it was in the air, he knew how to make the adjustments. He knew how to anticipate, and he made the plays. The Chargers, Marty Schottenheimer believes his young guys can learn it. They just got to keep teaching them and hopefully experience and bring it to them.
2nd down and 7. Tim Dwight in for the Patriots. Brady was looking over to Branch and finds Dwight instead at the 35. Boy, he can scan the field, this quarterback.
That's a good word to use, isn't it? That's what the Chargers say. Don't cheat. Don't leave your guy to cover somebody else, because Tom Brady, oh, look what they do. It's kind of a zone coverage, and they chase the 2 guys out to the right, and look at the open space behind it. Tim Dwight there and Tom Brady. Patient in the pocket, patient when he throws the football, and this man can throw some strikes.
1st down for New England, 35-yard line, staying in the shotgun. And that one too steep. Deion Branch. Tomorrow, Dave's all new with Freddie Prinze Jr. Plus Tuesday, don't miss T.O. That's right. Terrell Owens will visit Dave Tuesday in the studio. Later in the week, Jon Stewart, Jack Hanna's Animals. Dave's all new all week here on America's Most Watched Network. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Brown in motion. Screen. Set up the screen. Beautifully, I might add, as Dillon takes it all the way to the 12. Logan Mankins, the rookie guard, helped open up that left side for 23.
Well, you've been in the shotgun formation. You've been throwing the football. Now he goes under center, and it really catches the Chargers off guard. They let him come through. Oh, you're getting to the passer. Nope, you've been fooled. It's a screenplay. The Patriots had success doing it last week. This was another new wrinkle they showed the San Diego Chargers and Corey Dillon. Excellent job of catching and running.
Patrick pass comes in for Dillon. 2 tight ends for Brady from the 12. And it's pass. Flag down. Gain of 6.
Offside. Number 93 defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Yeah, they'll take the penalty. So 1st and 5 from the 7. This is a New England team that really only carries 3 running backs. Corey Dillon, Patrick Pass, and then again the new signee this week, Amos Zaraway. That's it.
Well, you see what they've done so far in the red zone, the New England Patriots offense. Jim, it goes back to kind of what I said. Marty Schottenheimer says, I don't care what they say, regardless of what they say. They just want to throw the football. And I think they just want to put the football in Tom Brady's hands even more.
But it's back in the hands of Patrick Pass. And he is down to the 3-yard line.
Now they've struggled running it so far this year, but believe it or not, the one spot place they do it pretty well is once they get near the goal line, because then they just turn into a really power running team. Big offensive line, big running back, and that's when you need those tough yards, and that's when they get them.
It's a 1st and goal to go at the 1. All kinds of markings on the field from a soccer game that was held here yesterday. They got Richard Seymour in the backfield. Straight ahead they go. Touchdown. Touchdown, Patriots, Corey Dillon.
Patriots are not afraid to change. We talk about their defense so much, but they will do it a lot of different ways too on offense. They tried traditional the first drive. They didn't like it. They put Tom Brady in the shotgun a little more. it opened things up, and they drive down for the touchdown.
Corey's 5th touchdown of the season in just week 4. Terry adds the extra point for the 7-3 lead. So they've driven it both times. They've had the football. This time they find the end zone for the lead. Corey Dillon bangs it across for the final yard. 9 plays, 70 yards it covered. Brady 4 of 6 on that series. See how Breeze and the Chargers respond after New England drives right back following the Kading field goal. Sproles is back deep awaiting the kick of Vinatieri. He's going to bring it out. And that's Sproles to the 26. Tonight on CBS, a fraternity party ends in tragedy. Now 1 year later, the only clue is from the victim's cell phone. Don't miss a new episode of the hit drama Cold Case. It's tonight at 8, 7 Central here on CBS, America's #1 network.
Well, you and I had a good laugh before the game. Some of the Charger players were telling some reporters that they were unhappy with the field. The grass was long, and they did this just because of them. And I walked across the field before the game, and Tim, I think you agree, this is the best I've ever seen it.
That's right.
So,
no, they haven't been here in a while. There's Breeze with a completion on the sideline over to Eric Parker at the 39. No, this is like lush conditions. And the concern about it being too high, trying to slow down the field,
it's just not true. Because Eric Parker, he's fast. He got down there quick. Drew Brees says Eric Parker has the ability to make every route look exactly the same. And that's why he gets open. Then you say, well, why doesn't he catch more passes? Well, they have LaDainian Tomlinson, and they have this guy, Antonio Gates, they got to give the ball to.
The guy on the other side, McCardell's not too bad either. That's Tomlinson for 4.
We'll go back to the field, though, Jim. I guess to sum it up, even when this field is good, it's bad. Is that how you say it?
Well, I tell you, the only thing I can say about the field is you've got more markings on this field than maybe any I've ever seen. I mean, there are lines, particularly on the end of the field where the Patriots just scored. You got the goalie box and all kinds of things. You're not sure if you're across or not. And seconds of the first quarter, and 2nd and 6 for San Diego. Breeze gives it over to Neal. Samuel trying. He needs some help. Chad Brown assists. Knocks him out with 3 seconds to go in the quarter. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Lorenzo Neal looking for a little contact. Says, I haven't had enough yet today. So when he does get the football in his hands, they're not fast enough to outrun anybody, so he has to hit him.
So that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Patriots 7, the Chargers 3. Will return after these messages. Watching the NFL on CBS. About to start the second quarter here in Foxborough, and we remind you the Sprint halftime report is coming up in just a short while with Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. All the scores and highlights of week 4 coming up on the Sprint halftime report. 3rd down and 2 for the Chargers. Breeze has it batted down. Willie McGinnis. Jarvis Green. Mixing it up.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to mix it up a little bit. You know, when you get good football teams together, it's going to bring out some emotions. Chargers 1-2, and Willie McGinnis, hey, likes a little fighting when it comes up, but a good job by him. Both teams seeing the short drops by the quarterback. Get your hands up and knock the football down.
Troy Brown will return the punt of Cyphers. No, he won't. Let it go, and it's into the end zone. Touchback out to the 20. And Tom Brady, his 3rd career start against San Diego. He the other two games against him threw for 364 and 353. So he's had big days against the Bolts. Never lost a postseason game. Matter of fact, he won his 2 postseason starts at Michigan, 2 bowl games. You have to go back all the way to Tom's senior year in high school at Sarah High School in the Bay Area when he lost a baseball postseason game. Since the last time he's lost in the postseason of any kind. Here he has 1st and 10. Lieber wraps him up at the 11. Ben Lieber.
Kind of surprised, not too often do you see the Patriots let a blitzer come in on Tom Brady untouched. 51, Ben Lieber. There's a mistake made up front. I don't know who does it for the Patriots, but you know they are going to blitz. The Chargers, the linebackers, that's what it's about. They blitz at least 50% of the time. So they're going to try to put pressure on you. When you can't cover them, you might as well try to get to the quarterback. That's what they're trying to do.
Lieber comes out. He was a 4-year teammate at Kansas State with Monty Faisal, the linebacker for the Patriots. And nothing here either for Corey Dillon. No gain. Jamal Williams plugging the center of the field.
Yeah, Jamal Williams, he's going to work those young guys on the left side every once in a while. Logan Mankins and Nick Kajur, he's going to get over there. Jamal Williams is about 340 pounds. This is a tremendous athlete, and he's big, strong, and he basically wins the battle almost every week, no matter who he's going against.
Empty backfield for Brady, 5 receivers, 3rd and 18.
Hey, inside!
Guns it. Gibbons near the first. What an effort for Gibbons. I think he might have it. Again in traffic. Chargers in the area. No reaction to the ball.
Well, a couple things. Gibbons coming across the middle. Number 87. The Chargers, again, you got to know the situation. If it's 3rd and 18, don't leave where you're at to stop a guy who's going to catch it at 7 or 8 yards. That's what they did that time. You saw the linebacker. I couldn't see his number quick enough, but he moved to look at a running back, and Gibbons goes right behind him and picks up big yards.
Got it right on the nose of the football. What an effort by David Gibbons. His 4th catch of the game.
Tom Brady, he knows the situation. He wanted to throw it short. Did you see the little flinch? And why he didn't? Because he saw the defense react. Jim, you heard it. Donnie Edwards says if you get out of position, he's going to see the open space and he's going to throw it in there. And that's what the Chargers did.
Distribution-wise, 6 catches by the wide receivers. Gibbons doing the bulk of it.
Terrible mistake by the Chargers defense. Terrible.
And that's Dillon. And he'll get back a couple.
And Jim, you go back and look at that graphic. 6 catches by the wide receivers. So what does that tell you? They want to go after the secondary. They're not trying to find ways to get it down the field. They're, hey, let's just go right where we can. Outside, throw it down there.
There's Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator for the Chargers.
And to go back to that 3rd and 18, the quarterback knows the defense is going to play it safe. You got it subconsciously in your mind that you're going to throw it short. So they made him throw it long, and he did.
He's going long again, and arms were tangled, no flag. Terrence Keel in the coverage of Troy Brown.
Yeah, that was a good job by Terrence Keel, a safety covering a wide receiver down the field. Uses his hands, doesn't get him in the way where he impedes progress, and he looks for the football. You don't see that enough for this Chargers secondary. Good job by Terrence Keel. Try to find the football. When you see the receiver raise his arm, then you try to knock it down.
It's 3rd and 13. All that pass distribution to the wide receivers. You might add the Deion Branch. Brady's consistent #1 target has not caught a pass to this point. 3rd and long, and that was in the area of Branch. And the Patriots will punt. Sammy Davis defending.
Good coverage that time. Sammy Davis, I think he is one of the defensive backs for this Charger team from Texas A&M. He can find the football. He's the guy that I would worry about. Not afraid to take a chance. He will come after some passes outside and try to go for the interception to get 7 points against you.
Well, he made that play, and his former college teammate at Texas A&M, Terrence Steele, made the pass defense on second down. So in comes Miller. And it's Sproles getting a grasp of it at last at the 30. Weaving away, and Dynamo gets out to the 42. 14-yard run back. Mike Vrabel on the hit. Tomorrow on CBS, when a young woman goes wild on vacation, the clues reveal a case stranger than anything the CSI team has ever seen before. Don't miss a new episode of Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on America's most watched network. First down, Chargers. Tomlinson makes the first guy miss. That was Beisel in the backfield, and able only to gain a yard. There's Teddy Bruschi.
Yep, sitting out this year, or says he's sitting out. I've heard a few rumors.
Yes, this week. Huh?
Yeah, I heard him around here that he might try to come back this year. But when you lose a Teddy Bruschi, all the adjustments he can make, and he reminded me so much of Ty Law and Rodney Harrison. They just had tremendous sense of what to do on the football field. Athletic savvy.
2nd and 9 for Breeze. Cutting across is Parker. He knows where that first down marker is, and he has a new set of downs as we go down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, all these reports floating around this week about Bruschi possibly returning after that stroke. And really, if he was cleared, who would make that decision? Would it possibly be team owner Bob Kraft? Well, I talked to Kraft before the game, and he said, look, these are special players. They're not pieces of meat. We genuinely care about them. No, if I had a vote, I would want medical opinions, multiple opinions, that he wouldn't be at any greater risk now than before the stroke. But ultimately, the decision comes down to whether Teddy Bruschi wants to play.
You just know he's just itching to play. Here's Parker on the end around, and that play, which went for 30 last week against the Giants, this time loses 2. Teddy Bruschi, again, such a fierce competitor and leader on this team, captain of the team, Pro Bowl last year, winning his 3rd Super Bowl, and then suffering a stroke just days after winning Pro Football's greatest prize. 2nd down and 12. They set up their own screen. Tomlinson with some key blocks, and a flag thrown at one of those blocks. Tomlinson had made it all the way to the 38, but this is going to be called against the Chargers.
Holding, number 79 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
They hit Mike Goff for the hold.
Mike Goff, number 79. To the left of your screen. Oh, that is a takedown. WWF, but didn't have to do that. You got to know what's going on. Where's the play designed to go? To the outside. So if a linebacker has to run around a big offensive lineman, he is not going to make the tackle to the outside.
Call that a clothesliner, don't you?
Yeah, that was tough. And let's look at it one more time. Coming right at you, number 79. Oh, Asante Samuels, who was not going to probably make that play for the fact that he had to run around Mike Goff to get to the running back.
2nd and 19 instead for the Chargers. Wipes out a 9-yard gain. Justin Peel lined up on a wing to the right. Breeze lobs it, Gates, and he is twisted down by Dwayne Starks. 3rd and about 4 coming up.
Well, we saw that play against the Giants quite a few times. Drew Brees goes back. What did Mike Vrabel say? He said there's a 7 route. And the 7 route in most NFL teams, the receiver runs down the field and they break towards the sideline. That's what Antonio Gates did, and wide open again, even though you know that's his favorite thing to do in the passing game.
Gates Shifts over to a slot to the right on 3rd down and 4. The crowd is charged and flags are thrown.
False start. Number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Called against Chris Dielman. And the Chargers making this very difficult for themselves.
Well, you know, I've always known it. You know, here when you come to the game in New England, Jim, we got such a great view. We're so close to the field, and you realize what Drew Brees and Marty Schottenheimer, what they're all talking about. This Patriots football team, and especially their defensive line, they are big.
Lorenzo Neal lines up wide to the left. And they'll shift Gates over to that side on 3rd down and 9. And they stop it again. Timeout called by New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC's new flavor station. When your wings are dipped any way you want, you're in charge. Be the boss. Choose your sauce at KFC. And by the Ford Explorer. Ford, built for the road ahead.
We're back here in Foxborough for these 2 charter members of the AFL who meet again. San Diego has not won in New England since back in 1970. 7 visits since that time, 0-7. Can they convert for the first time today on 3rd and 9? They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Fake to Tomlinson. Quarterback fires it. Gates snags it. That's that kind of aggressive way of attacking the football. Talking about Antonio Gates that Marty Schottenheimer was telling us about yesterday.
Ex-basketball player fighting for the rebounds. You like to run outside? Look at this. They got 2 guys focusing on him. They fake the outside route. He comes back inside. And, Jim, that's what you get. When you have a big receiver, when they can't run away from you, they body up. They beat you with their size, and that's what Antonio Gates did on that play.
So a first down for the Chargers. Tomlinson trying to get running here, and a flag thrown. It's a hold call.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
How about the Chargers? They already had overcome 2 penalties on this series to move the chains, and now they'll have to operate from behind again.
Well, people always ask me, hey, how can they do that penalty? Listen, penalties happen for a lot of reasons. You get tired and you get beat, and then sometimes the guy you're playing against is good, and you just can't control him the way you want, so you cheat. And that's how you get holdings and clips and all that other stuff. That's what's happening to the Chargers. Good defensive line, hard to dominate them physically.
They've had 3 penalties on this drive, plus a play in the round that lost yardage. 1st and 20, across the middle, it's Parker, and he tumbles to the 22, right at the first down.
Well, you can see they got a lot of speed on this Chargers offense. It's not talked about a lot. Eric Parker, 88, top of your screen, fights through a double team, comes across the middle, beats Willie McGinnis over the top of Mike Vrabel. And even though he was hit at the line of scrimmage, still had enough speed to get in position to find the open spot of the defense.
Picked up 19, so 2nd and 1. Tomlinson gets outside, first down. And Samuel cuts off the angle at the 10. And the Chargers putting together an impressive drive.
Well, I think I said to you, Jim, during the break, I go, what happened to the Chargers? Get it back outside. That's what you want to do. Tire the big guys out. They had success. They went away from it, but they come back with a nice little trap play to the outside. Lorenzo Neal seals it to the inside, and LaDainian Tomlinson, good eyes, good speed, gets the first down.
So first down at the 11. Inside what they call the gold zone, Marty likes to call it, not the red zone. 9 touchdowns, a field goal, and 1 time where they left it on downs against Dallas. That one stung. You can visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all the day's action. Includes video highlights, in-depth analysis from Pat Kerwin, an exclusive post-game show, and more. It's all on CBSSportsline.com. So the Patriots try to dig in here as the Chargers call the timeout on 1st and 10. Breeze looking, firing. He's got McCardell, gets the feet down, touchdown.
I could see that one coming all the way. Keenan McCardell, been in the league quite a few years, but graceful, fast, knows how to run routes, and he got off the line of scrimmage on the inside. He gets up the field so fast, there's no chance for Dwayne Starks to come over and cover him.
That's McCardell's first catch of the game, and it goes for a touch. His 5th touchdown of the season.
That was a nice catch. Drew Brees could have made it a little easier, but he threw it in a safe spot, and McCardell makes the catch look easy.
Where's McCardell coming over for holding out trade midseason from Tampa? What an impressive drive. He had only 1 touchdown last year. Now 5 already for Keenan. All those penalties they overcome. They take the lead at 10-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wachovia. Wherever you are financially, we're right there with you. And by Sony. Transform the way you watch football with Sony, the world's greatest high-definition television.
Keenan McCardell, like Corey Dillon, scoring his 5th touchdown of this young season. Drew Brees 6 for 6 on that drive.
That was tough too. Overcame penalties, tough 3rd downs. What a drive by the Chargers.
What does it do for them?
Gives them confidence. They had some confidence coming in. They believe they can do it. Now they have something to back it up with. Success.
Bethel Johnson gets the chance to run this one. And Bethel Johnson across the 40, cuts back. 50, ball loose. And the Chargers on the sideline say they have it. Patriots have it after the 57-yard return.
Good blocking up by the New England Patriots, and Bethel Johnson, very fast. You always have to be alert where he is at. Sean Phillips knocks the football out. Patriots very fortunate with all the defenders coming after the run, if they still recover the fumble.
Brady comes right out in the shotgun from the 44.
Run.
Across the middle, batted down that time, but a flag on the right side against Quentin Jammer, who was trying to go man-on-man with Deion Branch. And Jammer's going to be called for the hold.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 23 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Quentin Jammer going against Deion Branch. Well, they say he held the jersey. He did not. He did have his hand on it, but also he had contact with Deion Branch past the 5 yards, which is allowable.
Automatic first down for New England. Dillon breaks outside. There's he running hard. Right behind Christian Fourier and David Givens for 9. Corey Dillon broke a 29-yarder at the start of this game. Was scored from a yard out. Set up also by the screen. Here's the touchdown. You know, a year ago he averaged 109 yards a game rushing. He missed that game at Pittsburgh because of a leg injury, but that was the best average per game rushing in the entire league. He set a Patriot single-season mark in a personal best. Second and less than a yard, and Brady's going for the big one. Looking down for Dwight. and he makes the grab, plus a flag against the Chargers. Of no concern, touchdown New England. 30 yards to Tim Dwight.
Pretty easy for Tom Brady to see.
Defense, penalties decline. Touchdown.
How sweet this one must be against his former team.
Up top of the screen, Tim Dwight. He's noted just for his straight-ahead speed, and that's what he does. Sammy Davis, you practiced against him for many years. He's not a great route runner. He likes to go fast and up the field, and he just outruns Sammy Davis with a touchdown.
Took the Patriots less than a minute to regain the lead, set up by that long kickoff return of Bethel Johnson. 30 yards, Brady to Dwight. 14-10, New England. 52 seconds is all it took on that series. Tim Dwight with his second touchdown catch of the season. He had only one in the previous 2 years with the Chargers.
Yeah, and you know, Marty Schottenheimer said to us yesterday, when you're playing against Tom Brady, he's a pretty smart guy. Pretty good thrower, too. So you've got to disguise your defense. That time, the Chargers, they just lined up and said, here we are. Can you beat us? Well, they found out. This receiving core for the Patriots, it's pretty good, too. And the guy throwing it is got a powerful arm, which is also very accurate, and he put the football right on the money for Tim Dwight.
Marty was pretty effusive, wasn't he, in his praise for Brady? He went on and on about what he's done. Just phenomenal, he called it. Said that Brady gives them the one thing, talking about Brady to the Patriots, that a quarterback has to bring to a team, and that's hope.
Hope, no matter what the situation, for the whole team, you always go, well, Tom will get us back in the game. Tom will win it. He'll get it done, and he has proven it many times. He can get it done.
With 3. And nothing doing this time as Ellis Hobbs met him at the 22.
And all the positive feelings the Chargers build up, it goes away in less than a minute. And when you saw Marty Schottenheimer talking to Sammy Davis, he had to be saying, are you kidding me? You practice against this guy. You know everything about him. And you let him run by you. So that's a tough situation. Hard for the coaches and the players to believe they let a lead slip away that easily.
Brady's finding all kinds of room out there in the secondary to throw to, just like Eli Manning last Sunday night. Brees with a peel. 3 defenders put a helmet on him at the 27. Gain of 5. Listen to this. Tomlinson on second down, and he's got the first with ease. Roosevelt Colvin on the hit. Tonight on 60 Minutes, meet the distinguished scholar who led a double life that was so secret that even he was unaware of it. How does that work?
I'll figure that one out. I'll let you know.
You might be home in time to see the story of multiple personalities, and it's on 60 Minutes tonight here on CBS.
That's definitely a head scratcher. But Jim, you know, we watched the game against the Giants. We just saw it that last play. Tomlinson can make people miss.
Just like right there. It's just across the 40.
Now you're an offensive lineman. You talk about Tom Brady giving hope to his team. Tomlinson, look at him, just looking the field over, sees a little gap, up through it, fast. Athletic, keeps his balance, going outside. Excuse me, I'm going to cut it back. The Patriots saw it. They can't react back fast enough. And plays that are designed to go around the end. The defense says, oh, you're going wide. He sees it back to the inside, and he's so physically gifted he can take advantage of it.
Well, it's 2nd down and 6, and Michael Turner's come into the game. Play action fake. Breeze pumps, goes long. flag is thrown on Eugene Wilson. They were looking for Eric Parker, the Chargers.
Well, it was a nice route by Eric Parker. Drew Brees waited a little too long. He's going to be open deep.
Pass interference, number 26 defense. Automatic first down, spot of the foul.
He's going to be open deep, but Drew Brees can't get it there. Anytime you get a wide receiver like this against the safety, that is too tough for the safety. But as soon as Drew Brees let it go, that's going to be tough for Eugene Wilson, because an underthrow, running full speed down the field, hard to stop and find the football.
A 44-yard penalty. Tomlinson, after a one-play rest, gets the handle, and he is inside the 10, running behind Justin Peele and Lorenzo Neal.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson, I said, how are you feeling after that effort you gave against the New York Giants? Because he caught the ball, he threw it, he ran it hard, he took a lot of hits, made a lot of guys miss. He says, I feel good. You know, I get a few massages, I eat good. He gets what they call ART, active release, where it's a very aggressive massage, and he's ready to go.
He picked up 8, so 2nd and 2. It's back to LT, and he's across for another rushing touchdown.
Man, oh man.
That's 16 straight games with at least one rushing touchdown, extending his NFL record.
Jim, we talked about it, everything, but you don't say this enough. Because of the speed and his ability, you're always worried about what he's going to do as a runner. He gets sneaky and he can overpower you, and that's what he did to the defense that time. Chargers feel good again now.
It's the 4th lead change of the game already. A shootout developing here in New England. Chargers back in front. Well, a good one for you today, as Tomlinson scores his 67th touchdown in the 67th game of his career. In the history of the league, only one player has ever averaged a touchdown a game in his career. That was Jim Brown.
Well, you know, Jim, as much as we've talked about him today, I still think he's like a big secret to the fans of the NFL. Maybe not if you're a fantasy player, because you look at the numbers, but until the Chargers have tremendous success and win some playoff games, it's hard to get tremendous recognition for your abilities as a player.
Tomlinson again openly telling us yesterday this is one of those games that could really define who we are now as a franchise. Bethel Johnson, he's not going to be able to run free this time. Just walloped back at the 17-yard line.
Well, you just think of LaDainian Tomlinson one way, and he just shows you he has many ways to beat you. Shedding the hits and just driving forward. And that's just leverage. Knows how to get in a good position. Look at that. Drives his legs, and that tells you about his conditioning, his strength, his will. That might be the biggest thing of all. This guy wants to be great.
Yep. His greatest single quality, according to his head coach, is his pride. Tremendous pride. You saw it with that touchdown run. The pass is the single back as Brady again comes out throwing. Got a man. It's Watson at the 40.
Well, I'll tell you, what a strike. This is something you see more of by inside receiver, drew the wrong guy, from the Patriots this year. You see him going vertical, running those kind of routes even more than the past, and that's what they're doing because they have the talent. Tom Brady likes it, and it's one of the changes they've made since Charlie Weis is not here.
Picked up 23, he's going for another big one, and off the hands of first a Charger. Bo Jew had a hand on it and then almost caught by Deion Branch on the rebound.
Yeah, if Bao Jew doesn't jump up and touch this, if he doesn't get his fingers on it, it is perfect.
I'll tell you, Bao could have come down with that one too. It was a very catchable pick right there for Now Jew sets up second down and 10 for New England.
Well, New England doing what Marty Schottenheimer said because they want to throw it. Well, they're doing it.
Looks the short option. Patrick pass about a yard shy of the first. As we move to the 2-minute warning, and it's been an exciting first half with San Diego up by 3. Jim Nance with Phil Simpson, Bonnie Bernstein. We've had 3 touchdowns in the last 4.5 minutes. And New England with a 3rd and 1 coming up. What a first half it's been.
Yeah, it's been a first half. I guess I expected the New England Patriots to move the football and throw it against San Diego's pass secondary, but San Diego doing a little bit of everything. Throwing it, LaDainian Tomlinson running the inside, outside, and I guess I didn't expect them to see them do that against the Patriots defense.
This is going to be, I think, inches shy as they had brought in Klecko in the backfield. And it is. It's short of the first.
Well, how can you tell that? First off, I can't. Oh, there's the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely short.
I saw a fist in the air. I saw the early indication. And the Patriots keep the offensive unit on the field.
They bring in Patrick Pass.
I don't know. Will they go for it here?
I think so.
Just trying to draw him off, maybe. Hold on. Timeout called by the Chargers.
Timeout, San Diego. That's their 3rd and final.
So 4th and inches coming up. Chargers out of timeouts. Coming up, remember, we've got the Sprint halftime report with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer with scores and highlights of the Bills Saints game, plus Denver down in Jacksonville with Palmer's throwing a couple. And here's Dillon. They get the first on 4th and inches behind Dan Klecko. And now the Patriots call the timeout. That didn't surprise you, them going for it at midfield, 4th and inches?
Not at all. Bill Belichick, I know you look at him, you think, well, he won't gamble, but he is a gambler. Dan Klecko, number 90, really doesn't get a block, but kind of leads the back and tells him where to go, and then enables him to get the first down.
1:11 to go in the half with 1 timeout to work with. Brady. And Gibbons wide open. And as everyone knows, this is the time of the game where Brady is at his absolute best and better than anyone.
Well, let me tell you, that little move in the pocket by Tom Brady there was awesome. And it just goes unnoticed. You can say whatever you want. Michael Vick and all these quarterbacks that can run, but what they do is not even half as good as what Tom Brady does in the pocket to give himself time to make those kind of throws.
It over, Patrick Pass. And a collision with Donnie Edwards and David Gibbons. Pass scoots out of bounds. Stops the clock with 59 seconds.
Let's watch Tom Brady in the pocket. It looks like he's going to get sacked. Doesn't even flinch. Scoots out of the way. 2 hands on the football. Keeps himself in good position to throw it down the field. And it looked too easy. And believe me, it's not that easy.
Stepped up to get away from Terrence Peel on that one 2 days ago.
And does not take his eyes off the receivers.
Put down at 3, comes back for the catch. And short of the first is David Gibbons. Last year, they led the league, talking about the Patriots, scoring in the last 2 minutes of the first half. So far this year, nothing. Through 3 games.
Well, you got to be fortunate sometimes, too, to have the football in the last 2 minutes and hope that circumstances are on your side. This is one time when they're on their side.
And Brady just plows ahead for the first. Right behind Dan Copen.
Oh, look at that.
Brady having a little exchange with Terrence Peel.
Yeah. Hang around all these guys, it wears off on you.
And the Patriots use their last timeout. There's 44 seconds to go in the half. And the Patriots have a first down. After this effort by Brady. Keel had blitzed the 2 previous plays.
Yeah, I can't see why. You know, Tom Brady, he's a handsome dude, but he's also tough and fearless. Likes the action, so not above him to talk a little stuff out of the field too.
From the 19 with pressure, lobs it over, and oh, what a catch! Donnie Edwards got a fingertip on it, and then Patrick Pass somehow able to come down with it on the sideline, setting up a goal-to-go situation.
Boy, what a throw by Tom Brady, but I gotta say, this is really dangerous.
Kind of replay review coming from upstairs, I believe, just to make sure Pass got the catch and the feet down.
Also remember, when you catch a pass in situations like this, not only do you got to catch it, get your feet in bounds, but you must hold the football as you hit the ground and through the play. And it looks like he keeps holding on to it after he falls out of bounds.
Well, you'll be able to see control issues here.
Oh, the right foot. Did the right foot get down? That's hard to see. Oh, the foot's on the ground. There you go.
Look at the control.
Yep. Oh, there's no doubt he has control. And he keeps control as he went to the ground, too. Had his arm underneath.
Patrick Pass, who had quite a career going in college at Georgia, beating out Robert Edwards as the main back there, and then got injured after his sophomore year, paved the way for Robert Edwards.
Yeah. Went where?
Yeah, he came here. Came here, and unfortunately, and we all know what happened with his Pro Bowl experience.
If he doesn't get hurt, it might change everything about this franchise, because at the time, that's what the Patriots, about the only thing they were missing was a top-flight running back.
After reviewing the play, the receiver maintained possession, got 2 feet in. It is a catch. First down.
And Pass, when the Patriots did draft him in the 7th round back in 2000, at first looked at him as a receiver. And then Belichick said, you know, let's put him back in the backfield. So he's come up with some plays here today, including that one setting up 1st and goal. 3 timeouts for the Patriots. 38 seconds. Brady fires, and incomplete over toward Troy Brown. Drayton Florence was in there defending.
I get a big kick out of quarterbacks. Tom Brady did at that time. He looks at the defense. He goes, okay, you can hurt me to my right side. So he says, over here. So the running back goes to that side. San Diego blitzes 2 people, and it allows Tom Brady to have time, because he saw the blitz, to get a chance to throw the football into the end zone for a touchdown.
Brady on 2nd and goal. Already over 200 yards passing in this one. With a touchdown earlier this quarter to Tim Dwight.
He did it again.
Brady up top, and that was for David Gibbons.
Tom Brady is guessing right which side the blitz is coming, but the Chargers, they blitz, but they changed the coverage, and that allowed Terrence Kill to get underneath the wide receiver and nowhere to throw the football that time for Tom Brady.
This is an area of the field where Daniel Graham through the years has been so tough, but they take Graham out. It's been Watson lined up on the right side. Again, Deion Branch has not caught a ball to this point. 3rd and goal. Brady looks, fires, and almost intercepted. That could have been caught. Branch in the back of the end zone, but Brown was right at the goal line first.
Drayton Florence in the slot. Breaks out against Troy Brown. He goes underneath. Tom Brady throws it extra hard. And really, he was throwing it hard because he was going to give only his guy a chance to make the catch.
That brings out Adam Vinatieri. Missed from 37 yards in the first quarter. This a 24-yard attempt. Very good this time to tie it at 17. A 14-play drive for New England that stalls inside the 10. Plays just 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Nate Kading with the first points of the game from 42 yards out. Corey Dillon from a yard. 7-3 Patriots. And then facing all kinds of obstacles and penalties, the Chargers grow hooked up with McCardell for the 10-7 lead. Took 52 seconds for the Patriots to regain control on the hookup with Tim Dwight. And then Tomlinson on another long drive by the Chargers. Covers the final 8 yards for the 17-14 lead, which has now been taken away with the field goal by Vinatieri. We've had 24 points put on the board here combined in the last 6 minutes of the quarter.
Well, very good execution by the offenses. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, and Jim, as you look at the NFL, wide receivers on every team. I say, hey, San Diego's really got some good skill people. Well, instead of saying that, you should just point out the ones that don't now, because everybody's got good wide receivers.
It's away from Sproles, but it makes us go through the traffic. Sproles backs up to get it at the 3. Nowhere to hide with this one. One snap and we'll be at the half. And we remind you first that next Saturday, DJ Shockley leads unbeaten Georgia into Rocky Top for a showdown with Rick Clausen and the Tennessee Volunteers. It all begins with Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman on the TIAA Prep College Football Today. That's next Saturday. Georgia and Tennessee here on CBS.
Todd Blackledge, Vern Lundquist, that group did a good job yesterday. Boy, it seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, always. And how about the win by Alabama they witnessed?
Yeah, that was awesome. And too, I'll tell you what, I saw Tennessee beat LSU on Monday night. That was exciting. Rick Clausen couldn't get it, or wasn't playing at LSU, goes to Tennessee and has become a star here in the last few weeks.
We've got our own excitement here today in Foxborough. And a draw at halftime at 17. Let's go back down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, obviously the Chargers offense working according to plan, but Marty, what do you need to put up on the chalkboard at halftime to make sure your pass defense doesn't kill you?
Well, I'll tell you, we had a couple of big plays against us, but the pass defense, for the most part, we've gotten our hands on a lot of balls, and we're doing a pretty good job of pressure. But, you know, this offense that they have, they can throw the ball against anybody.
Coach, thank you.
Marty Schottenheimer, who actually played for the Patriots as a linebacker back in the 1969 and 70 seasons. And then they traded him. The Patriots traded him in 71 to Pittsburgh. Later after camp, the Steelers that year traded him to the Colts, and he retired. So he really last played for the Patriots. 17 all at halftime. Back after this message and a word from your local station. We'll send it to the Sprint halftime report after that. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Straight ahead they go. Touchdown. Patriots, Corey Dillon. It's back to LT, and he's across for another rushing touchdown. 17-17 here in Foxborough as both teams proved they could really move the football in that first half. What do you expect we're going to see here in the second half?
Well, don't you feel like all the pressure's on San Diego? They've won 21 straight games here, so San Diego's got to find a way to get it done. So far, they've turned the ball over 0 times. They haven't sacked Drew Brees. Can they keep that up? Because I think they're going to have to, because it looks like Tom Brady's going to be able to move it at will, too.
Well, Tom Brady threw for over 200 yards in that first half, Phil, as you look at the numbers.
Well, the numbers are big. 188 yards by the Chargers in the first half and 243 by the New England Patriots. Those, regardless of what defense you're playing, where they're ranked, those are big numbers for the first half of the game.
Again, this game is in high definition. We hope you enjoy.
You know why I like high definition, don't you?
for your own cameras?
When I'm a fan, I like to look on cameras. It makes you look tremendous. There's no doubt about it. It's like, okay.
But I know what you're gonna make a football point about how you can probably see all 22 on the field.
No, I do love watching sporting events in high definition, but it definitely makes me look a little trimmer.
Johnson, he gets trimmed at the 29. You saw some of the numbers from the first half. Let's focus in on some of the individual fantasy numbers.
We saw the total yards, so these numbers have to be good. Both quarterbacks having really solid days.
Breeze hit McCardell for a touchdown. Brady to Dwight. Tomlinson on a strong pace again. Dillon had 29 of his 38 yards on 1 carry. And David Givens, the big first half, picking up where he left off a week ago. 6 catches, 66 yards for Givens. And here go the Patriots with Dillon. Chugging along out to the 37. Let's get the halftime report from Bonnie as well. Bonnie?
Well, Jim, I asked Bill Belichick if he thought his defense did a good job getting out to the edge. Remember, that was one of the Chargers' big keys on offense. Tomlinson had about 70 yards. He said, I think we're doing a good job. But with Tomlinson, you have to understand he's an outstanding runner. The biggest thing we have to do is get to the point where he enters the defense as quickly as we can. Quick note on the injury front for the Patriots. Belichick told me Richard Seymour's okay, but in the first half, they put one of those big, bulky knee braces on his left leg. He didn't seem to play as much as he usually does, but just something to keep an eye on, Jim.
All right, thank you. Good stuff, Bonnie. So Richard Seymour, remember he had that knee issue a year ago, and he missed really most of the back half of the year before coming back for the Super Bowl. Here's Dillon, and Dillon weaving in another nice run for Corey Dillon.
What did Donnie Edwards, linebacker for the Chargers, tell us? They can't run on us. Well, if you can't stop the run, then you're going to have no chance of stopping this offense, because Tom Brady threw for over 200 yards in the first half. Corey Dillon just does a nice job finding the open hole, and even though he's not real elusive, he gets angles, and he can break arm tackles because of the little movement he gets.
Gives the Patriots another first down. Wow. Look at this. So Caesar drops him for a 7-yard loss. Remember, looking for the breakout game coming in, he did not have a rush for 15 yards on the season, but he has already eclipsed that once today. Total of 53 yards.
You know, I just say this. When you play the Patriots, I don't get into the numbers. I'm like, oh, his numbers are down. First off, the defenses, but he does valuable things. He gets tough yards, and it's a great blend that goes along with their passing offense.
Down in 17, they'll whistle this one dead.
Ben Watson trying to get a quick start.
False start. Number 84 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
One thing about the Patriots, the halftime numbers we were crunching, in the red zone 3 times with only 1 touchdown.
Well, that's the key to having a really good defense. What did Bill Belichick say to us last week? Last year, we were the best in the NFL in red zone defense, not giving up those touchdowns. This year, we're the worst. And you let teams get inside your 20, and if they get touchdowns at a pretty high rate, you're going to have a hard time having a good record.
San Diego's defense has responded a couple of times in this one, but what will they do here? It's a 2nd and long for the Patriots. It'll be 3rd and long, in fact, as Patrick Pass picks up 5 yards with that one.
And you know, too, you talk about the Patriots, Tom Brady's probably never going to be one of these 70% completion quarterbacks, because he plays for Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator, understands what he hates as a defensive coordinator. Offenses that throw the football down the field. So here it is, 3rd and really long. They will give themselves a chance to probably find a receiver that will get them a first down.
Again, Deion Branch without a reception to this point. 3rd and 17, they'll go screen.
Unless it's a screen.
Patrick Pass. And he's well short of the first at the 45. Gain of 10, but that'll bring out Josh Miller.
Just sitting there, Jim, the crowd It goes, but it's pretty common up here. They go quiet. It takes them a while to get back in their seats and really get into the game again.
They hit that club level and they're slow to get back.
Some good stuff up the club level.
Saw you knocking down some ribs at halftime. Must have made a visit.
There's a reason why I weigh 245. You know?
Look at the boot. Oh, and the Patriots had coverage down there, but the side bounce went at an awkward angle, and Ellis Hobbs unable to get there. LT and the Chargers will come out for the first time in the second half at the 20. So the Chargers defense forces New England to punt with its first series of the second half.
Yeah, a really good job by the Chargers defense. Now the offense has to go out and take charge of the game.
They'll go LT for 4. We've got an update. Let's go right back to Greg in the studio.
Jim and Phil in Nashville. Peyton Manning has thrown his third touchdown pass of the day. Edgerrin James takes the short flip, takes it 8 yards for a touchdown, 24-3 Colts. Just under 8 minutes to play in the third.
All right, thank you, Greg. It's starting to look like last year again for the Colts on offense.
Yeah, the problem for Tennessee, they got a 3-0 team, but a quarterback who feels like he's 0-3 because they're not putting up the numbers. He's probably tired of hearing it already.
Sproles in the game, and they whip it over to him. But the Patriots were ready for the speedster. McGinnis and Samuel were right there to hold ground. Loss of a yard, 3rd and 7 on the way. The first half, as you see, you disregard the last one. They just took a snap and a knee, but drove it impressively, really their last 2 series of that second quarter. Kasim Osgood, number 81, wide to the left. They're putting McCardell and Parker to the right. Breeze looking left, going left. Gates. How do you stop that? Gus Scott tosses him out. First down, San Diego.
Well, I know who's going to hear it this tomorrow when they watch the film. Some of these Patriots secondary guys. They have 2 defenders on Gates on the inside watching. They're both to the inside, so it really doesn't help them. Usually when you want 2 guys to look at a receiver, one's in, one's out. He breaks it outside, and there's nobody on him.
Breeze has hit his last 9 of the game. Back to Tomlinson. Work in the middle, and another first. Boy, did he bang bodies at the end with Dwayne Starks.
Well, Jim, I've kind of documented it a few times, but let's just watch it one more. Just keeps driving, such leverage. To keep your feet moving as a running back, you've got to have leverage, so you've got to be in good positions. He's got the perfect lean, and when you're running fast with a perfect lean, no matter what your size is, it makes you powerful.
Tomlinson turns out another first from the 48. Looking pass all the time. Breeze, and that's knocked down by Starks. Gates had his hands on it.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Dwayne Starks. He is beat. If the throw is low, there's no way he can defend it. But since it's up high, nice turn, sees it, reaches over the top. That is an excellent way to play the defensive back position.
Dwayne Starks, he's won a Super Bowl. That was with the Ravens. And he signed with Arizona and won a total of 15 games in 3 years. Coming over this season. Tomlinson on 2nd and 10. It's about halfway to the first. Running behind Mike Goff and Shane Olivier.
Go back to what Bonnie Bernstein said right from the beginning of the show. They want to go outside. They've got the Patriots thinking outside, and he's cutting it back, and you saw the numbers.
The last 15 games, Patriots won 100-yard rusher. That was the last week of the regular season. It was not a significant game for the Patriots' purposes. Barlow got the century mark on him, but Tomlinson moving in on it right now. 3rd down, we'll call it 4. to Parker. He ducks for the first. Ducks to escape. Had he not made the move, had Vrabel been able to wrap him up, would have been a tough hit, but would have probably kept him short of the first.
Yeah, it was a nice catch by Eric Parker, number 88, coming up right in the middle of your screen. Sits in there, and Drew Brees fires it in. I thought the San Diego Chargers had an illegal formation and got away with it. I kept looking for the flag. Kasim Osgood was not on the line of scrimmage. Could have been a penalty.
They bring in Caldwell wide to the right on first down. Brees going way down the field for Gates, and he holds on. Not across, they say. Gus Scott was down there.
I was looking at the soccer line. You're right on the end zone. This reminds you of the John Elway throwback pass.
Look how fast Marty wants him to get there before this can be reviewed.
He definitely caught the football.
Marty's encouraging his team to hurry down the field. And now a red flag is on the field. Not in time.
Let me retract. There was something that happened that I didn't see then.
New England is challenging the ruling on the field of a catch.
Yeah, you were looking down that way, though. You couldn't tell if he was in the goalie box or in the end zone, or was he a yard shy? So,
well, for Marty Schottenheimer, okay. He's got possession, and he keeps it when he goes to the ground. That is going to be a catch.
No question, but they'll look at it first.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Chevy, the new Chevrolets, an American revolution.
We're back at Gillette Stadium. And the play being challenged, the catch being challenged by the Patriots. You have to think it will not be overturned. The ruling on the field that it was a catch and that Gates was down just inches shy of the goal line. See all those stripes down there? And he was so close to getting it across.
After reviewing the play, the receiver maintained possession of the ball all the way to the ground. It is a catch. New England will be charged their first time out.
Jim, I think you said it right. San Diego was worried. They wanted to run to the line of scrimmage and run a play. Bill Belichick says, if they're worried about it,
there must be something
there. And I think that's what triggered him to throw the red flag on the field.
Almost, in effect, unwittingly duping them into killing a timeout. Now Mr. Automatic for the goal line in the backfield. Tomlinson's already got one today, and now give him two. Standing up, Tomlinson gives the Chargers the lead back.
I tell you what, LaDainian Tomlinson, I hate to keep talking about it, but it's coming true so much. The power and the will to get it done, the toughness. Monty Beisel, no way. Free shot at him. He is running with a purpose, and he is leaning forward and picking up tough yards.
Both touchdowns by Tomlinson as Kading adds the extra point. Both touchdowns by LT. He has met Monty Beisel at the goal line. He's challenged the linebacker and found Hader. Well, there is the man who set it up, Antonio Gates, with the 38-yard reception. Using those basketball skills again, like in the low post, boxing out.
That's what he did. All that movement and athletic ability he used on the basketball court, he has been able to transform it into what he does on the field.
A rebounding machine, this time sweeping the glass, if you will, setting up the touchdown. Evan Johnson. Another good run back for Johnson before he steps out. What's it take to be a big-time linebacker? You can find out through the eyes of legends Sam Huff, Mike Singletary, and Ray Lewis as NFL Films presents NFL Linebacker. That's next Saturday on CBS Sports at 2 Eastern.
Look at the offenses today. The number of yards. Again, I expected the offense of New England to do certain things against this defense. But San Diego, Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson, everybody too. Antonio Gates, Keenan McCardell, Eric Parker, all having good days.
And trying to get Branch into the game, and that pass thrown low because of all the pressure by Cesare and Lieber. How about the NFL.com poll for the week? Which winless team still has the best chance to make the playoffs? Cardinals, Ravens, Packers, Texans, or the Raiders? You can cast your vote at NFL.com. Wade Phillips' defense came up with a big stand that first series of this quarter. They stopped New England near the 50.
First time they got pressure on Tom Brady in quite a while that last play.
Bates going left, goes right. Patrick pass, wrapped up. A fine play made there by Donnie Edwards.
Man, that is an understatement, isn't it? Donnie Edwards diagnosing it. Number 59. Can't see him in your screen. There he goes around the block. A veteran, knows how to react to screen plays. They had everybody fooled on the San Diego defense except Donnie Edwards.
Great linebacker, second in the league in tackles last year. He says, I expect to make every tackle. And again, unfortunately for his case, after the great season by all involved with the Chargers and helping lead the way, he's been recognized for Hawaii. There's Branch. And that is not going to be anything close to what the Patriots needed. His first catch of the game.
I'm sorry, Jim. A blitz again. 3rd and long. Don't let Tom Brady stand back there. So they blitz an extra guy. He has to throw it quick. Now you can tackle him short of the first down. Really good job by Wade Phillips calling defenses on that series.
2 series for New England in this half, and both times forced to punt. Miller letting go of a big one at the Sproles. We do have a flag. Chatham backs him up at the 25. We'll check the flag. After a 57-yard punt for Josh Miller, his longest of the season.
There's no foul for holding.
Okay. I thought that was a foul. But the defense makes another stand for San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's and by the new Sprint, the official telecommunications service sponsor of the NFL.
Well, the defending champions are in trouble, as well as their home win streak of 21, including the playoffs. San Diego up 7 with possession late 3rd. On the 25, they'll go with Tomlinson. And look at Brees trying to get in position to throw a block on Starks. Had Tomlinson broken that tackle, but Vrabel held on. Tuesday, amazing race. Tensions are high as families battle each other and themselves. It's the new family edition of 3-time Emmy winner, The Amazing Race. Tuesdays at 9/8 Central here on America's most watched network. Drew Brees take his 19 of 22 against the Giants. 14 out of 18 here on the road against the Patriots. Those 2 numbers, those 2 stats combined, pretty strong stuff. Another completion here. That gets the job done for a first down to Tomlinson. That's 34 out of 41 for Brees over the last 2 games. I'd like to welcome those of you who are joining us now here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Jim Nantz with Bill Sims and Bonnie Bernstein, and the AFC West champions of a year ago, San Diego, winning here over the defending Super Bowl champion Patriots. Uncle Turner in the backfield, and he gets the carry. And look at him go. Busting tackles. Turner still on his feet to the 44. Gain of 18 for Tomlinson's backup.
been a pinball machine.
It was.
And I tell you, usually plays like that tell you about what's going on. The Chargers sense it, they want it, and they're selling out to get it done.
Broke the tackle of Gus Scott. Earns another carry. It's another good one for Michael Turner. It's a gain of 8.
The San Diego offense, they're protecting Drew Brees. He's not been sacked, and they're running the football against a team that's not easy to run against. Look at the numbers so far of the game summary, but Nick Hardwick, the center, and Mike Goff and Chris Steelman, who's in there for Tony Ufanotti, inside, they are having a good day.
And there's Seymour, who had a brace applied to a knee in the first half. 2nd down and 2 as they bring back in Tomlinson. What a two-play sequence it was for Turner. And they'll stay on the ground. It's working with great effectiveness. Wow. Another first down.
And the Patriots were in a defensive front to pressure the San Diego offense. You are not supposed to run this up inside when they cover all the linemen like that. But look at the movement. Roman Oben, the left tackle, he makes it happen. He just pushes it down the line of scrimmage and opens up the hole for the runner. Big Roman.
This is an offensive line that a year ago was all new. All new and came together in magnificent fashion. Got a new offensive line coach this year, Carl Mock.
Yeah, that was a big story. Hudson Houck went to Miami. Can they still do it with the new coach?
There they are right now. Tomlinson picks up 3. And we remind you tomorrow on CBS, all new, beginning with TV's best lineup of comedies, King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men Out of Practice, and then CSI Miami, Monday's #1 show. Plus the Late Show, David Letterman, right here on CBS, America's top network. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Tomlinson has his 100-yard game. And again, the Patriots had allowed just one 100-yard rusher in the previous 15 games.
Well, the sense of urgency is coming into the crowd, too, finally.
2nd and 7. Brees back to Gates. He should have had that one. Right through his fingertips.
Oh, that was one of the better throws of the day by Drew Brees. Over the top one defender in front of the other one with just enough pace. And I don't know if the sun or what. Oh, just went right through Antonio Gates' hands. That's a rebound that goes out of bounds, Jim.
Yeah, that one.
The ex-basketball player knows how to use leverage, and he does have, of course, he has excellent hands. The receptions and touchdowns prove it.
So it's a 3rd and 7. Brees looked long left, now goes long right, and Caldwell is there. Makes the catch. Touchdown, San Diego.
Antonio Gates was the primary receiver. He was covered. Drew Brees, he looks a lot like Tom Brady today. Coming off one receiver, finding the next, and he finds Rashae Caldwell down the field. Oh, nice sell. Really took his time, sold the route inside, and Dwayne Starks moved just enough inside to allow the throw to go to the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
Teammates all over Caldwell. That's a big confidence boost for the young man who got off to such a hot start last year and then blew out a knee and had only one catch on the season coming in. And this one, a big one. Brees has thrown for 97 yards in this quarter alone, and the touchdown hookup. Brees to Caldwell, and they're up 2 touchdowns. For the 3rd time in this game, Brees has directed the Chargers on a 75-plus yard touchdown drive.
Well, I tell you, it's
on the road.
He's impressive. Well, listen, they all are, but it all starts, Jim, the offensive line. They are having themselves a day.
How many times have you seen Brees on the deck today?
0. Hasn't touched the ground.
Smothered near the 21. We have another update, so we'll send it back to you, Greg Gumbel, in the studio.
Jim and Phil, I think we can put to rest all the questions about Peyton Manning and what's wrong with him. 24 yards to Marvin Harrison. Harrison's 2nd TD of the day. Peyton's 4th. 31-3, Colts over Tennessee. 13 minutes to play in the fourth.
Yes, thank you, Greg. Looking all so familiar to a year ago.
Look at Drew Brees. Talking about his pants. Don't get nervous. Oh, wait, there's a little dirt. That's where he wipes his hands.
Okay.
That's where you wipe your hands. He has not hit the ground today.
It has been a spotless performance as well by Brees. As Patrick pass on the last play of the quarter, make that Dillon on the last play of the quarter. 31-17 heading to the fourth. Quarter to play here, and then after this one ends, the Subway postgame show. Back in the studio, all the highlights and all the stories from today with Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. Subway postgame show immediately following this one. Second down and 2. Brady getting first with Troy Brown.
Well, we've talked about the San Diego offense. That Drew Brees has not hit the ground. What's this last touchdown he threw to Rashae Caldwell? The New England Patriots doing games up front. Look at the space that he has and the time. You give a quarterback space and time, they do not make bad decisions in the NFL when you give them those two things.
He's not sacked this week nor last week as Brady across the middle looking for Givens. And you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on a bye this week. I know that when we talked to Ben Roethlisberger, we were there for that game last week. He was going to spend his bye week escorting his young sister, baby sister, to
Carly, I think.
Yeah, Carly, to homecoming dance. But I'm sure he's sitting around today watching and saying, how come I didn't get this kind of protection last week? All I saw was Richard Seymour in my face. And they go. Dillon set up a 3rd and long for New England. And they're moving along quickly in terms of a sense of urgency with the clock.
Well, the crowd is waiting for the Patriots to make some plays to get them excited. But I do like what the Patriots are doing. They're taking their time and they're still patient, running it every once in a while and keeping this defense honest.
Hoping Mr. Cool can lead him to another comeback. Pass deflected at the line, and again Brady had all kinds of pressure. That was Sean Phillips this time.
Sean Phillips comes in on the outside. Big linebacker coming to Tom Brady's right. Has the speed and gets around and almost takes the football right out of Tom Brady's hands. That's what he's there. He is an obvious passing situation pass rusher, and he does a good job from the outside.
Miller the last time. It is longest move of the season, 57 yards. This one scrolls to 27 and down by Bethel Johnson at the 25. Drew Brees back on the field. Talk about Mr. Cool. Cool Breeze here in Foxborough in the early autumn with San Diego putting a chill here before the crowd. Just inside 14 minutes to play with a 14-point lead and the ball. Chargers at the 25. We've got Tomlinson over 100, Gates over 100, and Brees directing this game without flaw. As Tomlinson adds another quick 7 before dragged down by Colvin. His offense, they've got a lot of weapons, as people will tell you around this league. Look at Brees, 16 to 21. Gates with a big 38-yard catch included in that to set up the last touchdown. Tomlinson 2 scores and 104 on the game. These last 2 games we were talking about this. Look at this, 4 touchdowns, no picks, with a quarterback rating that should be, it seems, even better than that. 158 is perfect. He's 139. Take the end around, they go up the middle and right at the first down stripe. It's LT.
Well, you think about what's going on here. 21-0. the Patriots, the last 21 games. The numbers are staggering for this league. But one of the reasons why they win these games, look what opposing quarterbacks do. Quarterback ratings down. So that means they defend the pass, they're pressuring the quarterback, it's hard to get it done, and it makes it even more impressive. San Diego, across the country, Drew Brees, what they've done here so far today.
0 takeaways today for the Patriots defense, and Brees' quarterback rating far better than what the average has been during that streak. Double better as Turner picks up 5. Let's go back down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, you would think after Drew Brees helped the Chargers win the division for the first time in 10 years last year, and he was named Comeback Player of the Year, that you would be seeing so much more of a self-assured quarterback on the field this year. But Marty Schottenheimer said, no, nothing's different. He said one of the great things about Drew is that he's always been self-confident, and he is so diligent about his preparation. I've rarely worked with a player like that. He says watching Drew overcome the adversity he has, talking about the whole Phillips River quarterback situation, has been one of the most satisfying things I've seen in my career, and that's pretty impressive. Schottenheimer's been around 29 years.
Second down and 5, not this time for Michael Turner. No, Brees, again, the comeback player of the year in the league last year. A year ago, he was the 3rd rated quarterback statistically behind Peyton and Dante. He went 12-4 after going 10-18 to start his career. It was the greatest one-season improvement in a quarterback rating in the history of the league. They've converted on their last 4 third-down attempts.
2 guys in the backfield with Drew Brees. They're expecting blitz.
They're down 7. Here they come, but Brees gets it away, and look who's there. The touchdown maker earlier, Caldwell.
I'll tell you, too, I've followed Drew Brees. I saw him in college, it seemed like every week, because they were always on TV at Purdue. And I've watched his career, done a lot of Charger games. And you can see the confidence. That is a really terrific route. Rashae Caldwell made the defender think he was going deep, and then when he stops, that's why he was open. But when I watch Drew Brees play, I see the confidence, and just like Tom Brady, I see him physically getting better every single year, and he's going to be around a while now. He's established himself big time.
Tomlinson picks up 3, but more importantly, will burn off another 30 seconds plus. Thursday, Survivor, and a former NFL quarterback who has been hiding his identity. Will his secret be discovered and witness something that's never happened before on Survivor? Don't miss a new episode Thursday at 8, 7 Central here on America's top-rated network. Inside of 10 minutes to play.
There's Cam Cameron, offensive coordinator. Was it the Washington Redskins with Norv Turner? They do a little bit of everything on offense, but they feature the runner. That's what separates some of these offensive coordinators from the other ones in this league.
The second down, it's Tomlinson spinning away from the first hit. Jarvis Green, and it'll set up 3rd and 3. And Brady just begging for his defense to take a stand here and give him a chance to get back on the field.
Good drive by the Chargers. They're eating up some clock. They've got a couple first downs, and most importantly, they've changed field position. So when Tom Brady does get it back, they're going to have to probably go a long way to score their touchdowns.
Been an effective drive, not only moving the chains, but more importantly, close to 5 minutes they've used on the clock as they have 3rd and 3. They go up top for it and gets it at the 40. It's Gates. Well, Gates, it looks almost like it's there anytime you want it.
Well, watch the pass rush. The offensive line just forms a nice wall. And even though Drew Brees, I don't know how tall he is, 6'1", 6'2", he plays pretty tall, stands real high when he wants to throw it, has very long arms for a guy that's 6'1", and it helps him make those little tough short throws that he just did to Antonio Gates.
Michael Turner spelling LT again. First down, Chargers. Up after a yard. And next week, the Patriots back out on the road. No easy assignment in Atlanta. We'll be there for that one, Phil. New England and Atlanta regional weekend on CBS. Some of you will get a game late instead. Indianapolis and San Francisco. It all starts 12 noon Eastern time with Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer with the NFL Today. Again, next week, most of you will see New England and Atlanta, 2 of the last 4 standing a year ago.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Let's look at those numbers. I want to see Michael Vick a little next week. Time of possession. San Diego, you expected it to be the other way. New England come out, take charge of the game.
Sproles getting the carry, Phil. Again, another third and medium range. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 coming up, we'll call it, for San Diego. Sproles, he gets the carry and was shaken up. So timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. NFL Sunday Ticket only from DirecTV. IBM. Become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Back here in Foxborough, and Darren Sproles is still down. The rookie 4th-round pick from Kansas State.
We think he might get stepped on here at the end of the play. His right leg. And it looks like right. I'm not sure what, 99. Falls on his right ankle.
May have been Jarvis Green. Now Sproles is up.
Is that 97?
That 5'6" Sproles, who his whole career, of course, has been battling all the doubt about can he really hang in there with diminutive size. 4,900 yards he rushed for at Kansas State. 48 touchdowns in his career there. 5th in the Heisman voting back in 2003. Put on quite a show at the Combine, too, with all these other decorated running backs who went higher in the draft.
Jim, there are many places in this league now for guys like Darren Sproles. Situational running back, situational receiver, returning kicks, returning punts. Dude, I went to the Super Bowl with a running back, Joe Morris. I don't know how tall he was, but it wasn't real tall.
3rd down and 7. Pivotal moment here for the Patriots. Take to Tomlinson. Breeze brings it around and finds LT for the first. And Vrabel might get called for a face mask at the 16. Picks up 21 yards.
That was a crucial 3rd down for New England's defense. Drew Brees, being smart, protecting the football, really just gets fortunate finding the receiver at the last second.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 50 defense. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Watch Drew Brees. He hangs in there. Tomlinson's in the backfield. He sneaks out the last second. But I like what Drew Brees did. He was going to protect the football in the pocket, and then he sees him at the last second. And Tomlinson, well, this just caps a terrific day by him. And you can see the face mask by Mike Vrabel. Puts his hand on it, really never grabs it. Doesn't turn the head.
Goal to go situation here, Phil. At the 8, they've got a new right tackle, Leander Jordan, in as Olivier hobbled off after that last play. Turner in the middle for San Diego with that 21-yard hookup. As Sproles is being carted to the locker room. They missed their first 3 third down attempts of the game. Now they've hit the last 7. That's 7 for 7 after that start.
That's the difference, Jim. And I hear coaches all the time. Can you get off the field? Penalties, giving teams 3 more downs. The skilled players now, they're getting so good. You see it with the Chargers. You give them 3 extra downs. They usually take advantage of it and drive down the field and get some scores.
Time of possession. San Diego just using it up all in this series. We mentioned Olivier went out. It was just for 1 play. He's back in at right tackle. It's Turner. Straight ahead. And again, hard work for 3.
Well, you talk about Shane Olivier coming back in. You know, Jim, this offensive line, they got some toughness to them. And you see this guy, Carl Mock, He's got a little toughness himself. Played for the Houston Oilers, and he's a change for him over Hudson Houck, who went to the Miami Dolphins. He's loud. He's a much more aggressive coach. And, you know, I read some stuff, and you hear him talk. It took him a while to adjust to it. But, boy, have you seen some terrific offensive line play the last 3 weeks by the San Diego Chargers.
3rd and goal for San Diego. 3rd straight carry, Turner. And goes right to the middle of the field. Kading will be called on to try to make this a 17-point gap.
Right, nothing to do there. Run the football, kick the field goal. It's as good as a touchdown. Puts you up 17.
Timeout called by the Patriots. They have only 1 remaining. Well, the big 3 for the Chargers. All coming up big. Breeze, Tomlinson, Gates. This San Diego team, no turnovers, no sacks allowed, no penalties second half. Kading with 3 more points on the board. 21 yards out, 34-17.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Experience the new great taste of a fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sub today. Subway, eat fresh. And by Bud Light. Smooth and refreshing Bud Light. Great taste for your great times.
Back in Foxborough with 4:44 to play. And the Chargers have broken open this game that was 17 all at halftime. 17-0 second half performance by San Diego.
Well, we kind of talked about it, that to unseat this team up here, 21 straight, you almost have to play a perfect game. And the San Diego Chargers, they have done that in the second half on both sides of the ball.
Gets it across the 30. Tuesday, the premiere of Close to Home. If you like a good crime mystery, see why critics say these nail-biting cases will keep you guessing until the end. It's Close to Home, and it premieres Tuesday at 9 Central on America's most watched network.
Well, Jim, you and I, we talked about the very beginning of the broadcast. I looked at you and I said, this is a lot to ask of the Patriots. At Carolina, at Pittsburgh, 2 emotional, physical games. Then you come home and you go, the Chargers?
Yeah, really?
So what? They're 1-2. They could be 3-0, and everybody knows that they potentially could be one of the best teams in the league. So that's a lot to ask of anybody.
It doesn't get any easier next week. This pass picked. Brady never seemed to have enough time with that one either, as Foley was in the area, and the pass just wobbled down the middle of the field. And Jew has the pickoff.
Well, Tom Brady was going to hit the receiver, but the pass pressure made him underthrow it. Otherwise, he is going to hit David Gibbons over the top of this pass.
Bao Jew coming over in the offseason as a free agent from Green Bay.
Yep, he's at safety. David Gibbons, it looks all, he's going to run by him. But Bao Jew knows that Tom Brady is under pressure. Brady, that upsets you late in the game. You hate to give one to the defense. I always said to heck with him. I'm not giving in. I'm not going to give him a cheap interception. That was not cheap, but not much you can do about pressure on the quarterback.
Very first play results in a turnover. After that long drive, time-consuming field goal drive of San Diego. And here they go again. It's Tomlinson adding to his total for another 9. Here's the lineup tonight on CBS at 60 minutes. Cold Case in the CBS Sunday movie, the world premiere of Mayday. That's all coming up tonight right here on CBS.
I'll tell you who's not happy about this game today. The Atlanta Falcons.
So they know. They know. There's going to be
nobody goes on the
team next week.
Yeah, nobody goes on the warpath better than the Patriots. So this will just get them bowled up again, even stronger for next week against the Atlanta Falcons down in Atlanta.
Tomlinson, second short, has the first down. They brought back in Leander Jordan at right tackle for Olivier. This tough road you talked about coming off of Carolina before that, a loss down in Carolina, and then a rebound win at Pittsburgh. And San Diego's going to beat them today, it appears, and then at Atlanta, at Denver.
Wow.
And the 34 points on the board right now by the Chargers, the second most ever allowed by New England here at Gillette Stadium. And we'll be seeing the Patriots in those two tough spots the next 2 weeks. Corner back in, and it's a first down with 3 minutes to play.
I'll tell you what it does too. Even though the Patriots after this game will be 2-2, nobody will care, because when they come to town, it's the champ. It's the Super Bowl champion. It's 3 out of 4, and regardless of your record, everybody wants a shot at you, and it is so true. And they've handled it so well, but this will be. I'm curious to see how they'll handle this tough road.
Remember last year in the middle of the season, they had that overall, including playoffs, 21-game win streak overall, not a home streak, overall win streak, and it ended right on that number in the regular season matchup at Pittsburgh, only to get a second chance at the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. Now the 21 home game win streak is about to end, and you still have to think there's a chance that these are 2 of the 6 components in the AFC playoffs come this January. And who knows, perhaps they'll meet again, just like Pittsburgh and New England a year ago. 2-minute warning. Chargers on the way to a huge defining win. This San Diego franchise, as we're back here at the 2-minute warning, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein on the sidelines. 96 through 03, no playoffs. Marty now last year gets it going, 12-4. They make the playoffs. Heartbreak loss to the Jets. But what would this win mean, or what is this win going to mean to them here? Is the outcome now really not in doubt with 2 minutes to play, 17 in front.
Well, it just gives them, Jim, it just gives them more validity to what they're doing.
Look at Michael Turner go with a flag, and Samuel tries to bump him out, but he just bounces right off of Asante Samuel, finds the end zone. We'll check the flag.
Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
Well, I guess that kind of answers the question for you, doesn't it? Why they got him in there, because he's fresh and strong and he can still run too. But what does it do? It just gives everything that Marty Schottenheimer's been teaching to his team, what he wants them to do. All of a sudden they go, hey, coach knows what he's talking about. And today's game, what they did, you know, they did it with the passing game, the running game. It's been physical, so they've shown many ways to get it done. Even the pass defense in the second half was so much better. And look at Tomlinson's numbers. I think today was a lot more impressive than even last week's 192 yards against the Giants, because last week, Jim, you saw it, he made a lot of guys just miss. It's not that they blocked him so well. Today, it was tougher yards, better blocking up front, and harder running by him to pick up the yards he got.
What was it LaDainian was telling us last night? He was most excited about this game because it gives us a chance, he said, to find out where we are. 3rd and 14, that's Turner. And that'll bring out the punting unit. Again, coming up, we've got the Subway postgame show. All the scores and highlights as games are winding down here. The early set of games. Tennessee's already in with a win, now 4-0. I'm going to make that Indianapolis, I beg your pardon, Indianapolis over Tennessee, as Peyton Manning threw 4 touchdowns in that victory for the Colts. Our executive producer of the NFL on CBS are both Sean McManus and Tony Petitti, coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS. And today's game is Lance Barrow. And today's game directed by Mike Arnold. Our senior producer of CBS Sports in the NFL today is Eric Mann. Director of the studio operation, Bob Mattina, and Harold Bryan, our coordinating producer of CBS Sports. I know our producer, Lance Barrow, would like to also say thanks to Associate Directors Steve Karasik and Pete Radovich Jr., Broadcast Associates Andy Friedman and Steve Murphy, and Technical Manager Pete Calandra, Technical Director Jonas Einstein, Audio Supervisor Ed Soltis. That will be... Well, let's see. No! They're going to say he's on the line. Touchback, bring it out to the 20. Stats provided by Ethan Cooperson and Joe Castellano, and our spotter, Tom Spencer. Scoring recap here. Field goal first up. This came after a Vinatieri miss from 37. Cascading true from 42. Dillon got in from a yard. McCardell today, that was his only catch, but it went for a score. Dwight holding a 30-yard touchdown. And then Tomlinson from 8. Patriots with a field goal before the half. And then Tomlinson from a yard out. The backbreaker, this one. Riche Caldwell, 28-yard touchdown. And we're back with a different quarterback in for New England. They brought in Matt Castle, the rookie from USC, in for Brady. Whoa. Straight from Florence.
Ran into a cheerleader.
Yeah, got a little inadvertent contact. This is Matt Castle. Talk about being the understudy to the stars. He backed up 2 Heisman winners at USC. Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart. And now here he is as a rookie making an NFL roster. All he has to do here is back up Tom Brady. But he's actually, you think about it, he's got Doug Flutie, the former Charger, also in that stable of quarterbacks.
He's got good talent, good size, really good size, and lack of experience is the biggest problem he's going to have to overcome, but played pretty well this preseason.
Castle over to Patrick Pass to move the chains. You know, we talk about backing up the 2 Heismans at the USC. He's also got the Heisman on with Doug Flutie also on this roster. Been around Heismans his whole life.
Just think how close it probably could have been him if he'd have won the starting job over Carson Palmer.
Watch out, Donnie Edwards laterals after the pick. And here go the Chargers, adding 6 more. That's Clinton Hart with the touchdown. Off the deflection. And Donnie Edwards immediately after the pick put it in the hands of Clinton Hart. And the Chargers are sticking an ugly one on the Patriots here in Foxborough.
Sean Phillips deflects the pass. Donnie Edwards gets it, and like you said, Jim, immediately laterals it to Clinton Hart. Give it to the fast guy. As Don Coryell used to say when he was at San Diego, let's make sure we give it to the guys who can score the touchdowns.
Not a position Bill Belichick's familiar with. This is the most points now ever allowed by the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. 41-17. And the last time they lost at home, late in the season, 2002, to the Jets. A span, if you will, of 1,012 days and 1.4 million people through the turnstiles later. They're going to lose again.
Some big numbers. I tell you what, this game, the score, a little misleading, of course, right now. But can the Chargers, can they come back down to earth and be the same team that came here today emotionally and physically and get ready to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had the week off this week?
How about this for an oddity? You talk about Steelers, a Monday night game next for San Diego. 4 of the next 6 opponents for the Chargers will be coming into that game, beginning with the Steelers, coming off a bye. And in the Steelers' case, 15 days since their last game.
That's it's almost unfair. It really is, because when teams have byes, believe me, they don't think too far ahead. They're spending most of that time preparing for their next game. So it gives them a chance to put in some new plays, be refreshed, you know, both ways. And believe me, in the NFL, being beat up mentally is just about as bad as being beat up physically.
The Chargers, this is the first of 4 trips on the season going east. They also have to come back in a few weeks at Philadelphia, later at the New York Jets, at Washington. And Marty Schottenheimer is talking about how much easier it is to go west and play than it is to go east. As Bethel Johnson has had a nice day returning. We have a player down. That's Hannick Milligan, special teams specialist. He really is for the Chargers. And Sean Merriman is also down. Well, he hobbled off. Merriman
Offside.
hobbled off.
Number 27 kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, New England.
That's Milligan down. He is their ace on special teams. Remember earlier they had Sproles go out with an ankle injury. That was the word up from the Chargers. That was an ankle they had to cart him off the field for. And Sproles has become a big part of the return game. And as far as special teams coverage, Hank Milligan has been something special in his first 2 years out of Houston. Willie McGinnis. Tom Brady. Oh.
Yeah, the Patriot fans definitely not used to what they've seen today. And you know, you come into stadiums and the crowd did get fired up a few times. But as Jim, you and I talk about, they've won 3 championships up here over the last 4 years. And so sometimes it's the crowd doesn't spur you on as much as you would like when you don't have it physically.
Well, this was a rough day for New England. Really, you think back to the start when Vinatieri missed a field goal that for him is, you know, almost automatic from 37 yards.
Well, the game wasn't on the line. The game was been on the line. It's been down the middle. And look at the difference. San Diego Chargers, wow, just the numbers are astounding what they did on offense. And then again, the defense, man, I beat it up in the first half. I was all over their defense, and probably rightly so, because they haven't played well the last 6 quarters before this last half. Wade Phillips, I think they just got a little more physical up front. That really helped the secondary, put some pressure on Tom Brady, didn't give him as much time to throw, and that was the difference in the game.
The San Diego team about to go 2-2. When you think about the way they started their season, with 2 games they obviously could have won. They did not have Gates in the first one. They had all the chances from inside the 10, but no Gates.
Right.
Certainly makes a huge difference. And then to blow a 14-0 lead at Denver, the one miscue, as Marty said, Breeze has had a really great year except for one play to open the second half when he was picked, run back for a touchdown, and then they blew that 14-point lead and lost on the road at Denver.
Such a long year, and the AFC is so competitive. It's just so good. Everybody's going to hit some rough spots. So you got to know that. You just got to hang in there and don't worry about some of the battles. Just try to win the war.
Well, that'll end it right there. No sense in trying to launch any more long ones. Take the loss and move on. But for Breeze and the Chargers, a win that is something that I think, again, as they say, we get to find out who we are. We get to look across the line of scrimmage, measure ourselves. And I wanted to see coming in, if you're better than I am, said LT. That's how he looks at it.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer said it right to you. He goes, yeah, this will be a moment to remember if we win. So the way they did it says a lot about what the Chargers can be the rest of the year.
All right, Phil, the Subway post-game show is coming up with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. The streak at home is over.